there! Today we're going to create Meow Moon. In this lesson, you're going to create an adorable cat who is playing with the moon phases. And the moon phases are going to be connected through a long string, like a yarn. And then you're going to get to make a scribble ball of yarn. So for this lesson, you're going to need your pencil, tracer. I use this for the inside, so an inside of the tape is good. And then you can use your medium of choice. You could use Sharpie or crayon or whatever you like. So I'm going to start off today in pencil, and then I'm going to go over in crayon, and then I'm going to paint with watercolor. So we get the whole experience. All right, my first step is to draw the phases of the moon. So I'm going to be doing 8 of these, and they don't have to be completely lined up. They can kind of be a little bit wonky, but we do want them in somewhat of an order. One, two, three, four. Oh, there we go. So I have 8. So mine is a little bit scattered, which is fine. I'm going to draw in the different phases, and this part where I put the little X is going to be black. This is completely white, so a full moon. That one's a little bit thick, but that's okay. So this is going to be the black part, so I can just extend that a little bit more. And this is all colored in. So now I have my plan for the phases of the moon. And the next thing I'm going to do is draw my cat. So I'm going to be drawing a really cute cat. This cat is so happy because he gets to play with the phases of the moon and juggle them. So I'm going to start with a curved line and then go up and up for the head. I'm going to take the line down, wrap it around. When you're drawing like this, you want to draw light until it's bright. And so I won't be applying a lot of pressure, but when I'm done drawing, I can darken it as much as I want. So right now I'm still sort of figuring things out. Like, I'm going to want an arm up here, and I'm going to put little curved lines for bumps for the paw. And up here, and again, little curved lines, straight line out for the arm, and then curved lines for the paw. That arm seems super long. So maybe you want a stretchy cat like I was drawing, or maybe you want a shorter armed kitty. That's up to you. Let's make the paws similar. So you could measure with your finger and be like, oh, there we go. And curve line, and curve line. Now I'm going to bring that straight line down and curve for the body. Now it could be as wide of a body as you'd like. So you could make it a skinnier kitty if you want. I'm going for pretty round kitty. And then I'm going to add in the foot. So the foot is just a line, bump out, and then curved up. Bump out, curved up. So I can erase that because also the paws are a bit giant. So when I draw, I often refine it. So I'll make little decisions to make it better as I go. Okay, so we have the cat, and I'm going to line up the feet a little bit better. So I have the line here, starting from over there, and making that curved line bumping out. Okay, I'm going to draw in the tail. So the tail is also showing the cat's in a good mood. But that tail is too long. So I'm thinking about the tail. I think it's going to be probably like this long. And I'm going to take it for a walk and curve it. There we go. For the eyes, I want to do really happy eyes, celebratory eyes. So I'm going to do a curved line on each side. So I'm right under that ear. They're wide set, so they're kind of far apart. And then they're going to go a little bit up like that. Now, you might have a way that you like to draw eyes, and I want you to do it the way you want to do it. So you don't have to do it like this, but you could if you wanted to. Next, I have a nose. And the nose is just a little soft triangle with rounded corners here. And then the mouth, I love this kind of mouth. It's a J, and then a hook, and then I'm going to take a curved line down, curved line down. So line this up better, curved line down, curved line down, and having that up sweep makes it look super happy. And then draw some whiskers. Now I'm going to add some detail to the cat. So here's the inside of the ear. I'm going to have some stripes. So we have a cat like this here. Her name is Pashmina, and she would be honored to have a drawing that looks like her. Do you have any cats? Or dogs? Or are you drawing a frog that's juggling the moon? I'm going to add in a couple little lines down here. Curve line, curve line, curve line, curve line. And now I have my cat. I'm doing great. All right, the next step is for me to connect the string to all of these and then make a little ball of string. So I'm going to have the cat holding the string here. And it's going to go right here and here and here. And I'm making it fun. So it doesn't have to be a straight line, but it could have been. And I'm going to have it disappear behind, going to the other side, and then the ball of yarn. If you want, I was thinking I should have it connect to my hand a little bit more, so I'm going to spin it around, go to that side, and now he's a little bit more tangled, but it's super fun. All right. This is looking great. I get to now do my coloring. So with the coloring, I'm going to outline in black, and then I'll be taking my watercolor and filling it in. When I'm coloring in the black, I want to apply a little bit of pressure, pushing down, so that the crayon stays on the page looking a little bit dark, so you can see how dark it is. If I do like this, it's going to look more gray and less black. So the more pressure you're putting on it, the darker the crayon will show up. This one is a full moon. It's just going to get to be a circle, but here's the news, people. I'm going to use my white on the moon phases so that the white can glow. It's going to stand out a little bit. The X here, so I know where I'm to color black. And I'll just do the other sides here with the white. And this one's all black. Now, my string doesn't have to be black. My string can be any color I want. I'm going to go with a blue string. I have my cornflower blue. And you can make this a little thicker if you want, so you could double it, or just keep it thin, like more like a string. And it goes behind the hand and behind, and then I'm going to do my fun part. I like scribbling. I hope you like scribbling too. If you don't want to scribble, you could draw a nice, perfect circle and not scribble. There we go. All right, now I get to color my cat. This is definitely an orange cat because the real cat, Pashmina, is orange. And she is incredible. She's an incredible cat. She talks all the time to us. And she's always checking on everybody, making sure everybody's okay. Her favorite thing to do in the morning is to come around and meow at us and tell us that it's time to feed her. And at 5 o'clock every night, she does the same thing. She'll find somebody and start meowing and require them to go and feed her. I think the juggling the phases of the moon is super cool, but you could also make one of these and you could do the planets. That would be fun. Or you could do the life cycle of a star, or you could have them juggling different types of cookies. So it could be entirely just fun, no science. But it is fun to learn about the moon phases. And when you see this, you'll see the different phases, and then you can look them up and know what each of the phase is called, which is really fun to have that knowledge. I'm going around the outside edge with that orange crayon. So I'm not using black to outline right now. I'm using my orange. You could use black if you wanted to. I just prefer the orange today. And I'm doing the tail. And going around the stripes. Okay, the whiskers, they could be orange too, but I want them to stand out a little bit more, so I'm outlining with black. Now I'm going to do that eye. So I have my rainbow line with a little fling up at the top, and that's to show the excitement of this cat. There's the little nose and the smile. It looks kind of like a diamond in the middle. So I'm going to color that mouth in with some pink. Add some pink here, pink here. I guess we're doing a pink nose today. You can choose the type of color nose you would like. Now I'm going to add in, this one is called Mango Tango. I was thinking of a red orange, and this is what I grabbed. So I'm going to add in my Mango Tango, getting some of those triangles on the fur, giving it a little pattern. My triangles here. She's like a little tiger, and adding the triangles on the tail. They could be on both sides. That's kind of cool. And I think I want to add in a couple more. So although I didn't have these in the beginning, I'm just feeling it now, so I'm adding that in. And that's okay as an artist. You want to, sometimes we have ideas that we come up with while we're creating, and we want to give it a go. We're taking a risk. And when you take a risk, that means it may not come out as intended, but you're trying to see what your ideas will do. And that's really fun. The fun thing about art. You can take a risk, or you can be less risky and just keep your plan. I'm going to color it in a little bit more. All right. After you're done coloring, so this could be done now, but as I said, I'd like to use watercolor today and kind of paint a background. So this could be done. You could be done or not. So the next step is for me to get out my paintbrush and my water and thinking about what kind of cool background. What I think I'm going to do is do a rainbow background, and the purple is starting down here. So I'm going to get out my watercolors, and I'm going to go purple down here. Now when you use the watercolors, you want to take the water, spin it around, and then you paint right along. And I can paint around this, or right on top of it, because it's crayon and it can resist. Making some smooth lines as I paint going across. And you can decide, really, you could paint the whole thing purple if you wanted to, but you might want to try, take a risk and try something else. I'm going to make this a little bit taller, and then there it is. Then I'm going to go back in with my new color. So I'm going to do blue, and when I do the blue, I want it to overlap a little bit with that purple, so the color fades from one to the next. This one I'm going to go with more of a turquoise after the blue. overlapping a little bit, adding some water to blend the colors, make them flow into each other. Now for green. Woo! Green! Okay. I do love green. Some people don't like green, but I really do love it, and I think it's really fun because it can be more of a yellow green or a blue green. And each type of green has a different feeling. So it could be feeling like giving a happy feeling, a bright green, or maybe more chill, relaxed, sort of natural color. Now remember, I colored in those moons, so I could technically paint over them, but that's not what I'm going to do today. Get my yellow going. Now the yellow is a bit of a green tinge because I didn't clean my palette very well. So it's actually looking super cool and I like it. It's like a limey color. But if you want your palette clean, you would just add the water like this, spin it around, and then use a paper towel to pull off the top bit of color. And I extend this up a little bit, extend it down a little bit. I'm doing the yellow orange. Whoops, I just put yellow there. Okay, that's much better. And then finally, I'm going to end with a bright. Oh, wow. Okay, hold on. I just threw my brush. All right, make a choice here. I'm going to go with more of a pink instead of the red. So more of a rosy red than an orangey red at the top. And then I'm going to blend that right into the orange. And these are just kind of like, if you think about a sunset or something like that, where they're just long bands of color. And I could add in red at the top. I'm just going to leave it this magenta. All right, so now I am all set. If I wanted to, I could paint over those moon areas. So I've cleaned my brush somewhat, and I could just go like this, and that it's going to resist a little bit, but it gets some of that color in the white, so it's not just so white. Other things you can do, you can go through and add more color for where your string is, so it shows up a little bit more. I might do that. Now, when it's still wet, it might bleed a little bit, like spread out, because the water on the page gets picked up. So I'm just going to go in and add in some of those swirly whirlies and follow my line, giving it a little more emphasis by going over it again. Thickening it up so it shows up. It's just a super fun idea. Using just the tip of the brush. you can even play around with it. So as the string gets closer, it's bigger. As it gets farther away, it gets smaller. All right, and I'm all set. And this is so much fun. This is the Meow Moon.